Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be diving into a project that honestly I have a little bit of anxiety about, and that is my kitchen makeover. So this whole episode series situation started back in 2021 when I had a plumbing issue. So I just recently redid my laundry room, and in that series I talked about, kind of mentioned a little bit briefly about the plumbing issue that I had. Previously, there was a problem with overflowing from the pipe, the drain pipe that the washing machine goes into. And I had to rig it up, set it up some kind of way to be able to still wash clothes, and not much of the water was going out, actually out through the drain. It was coming back up through an opening that was in the pipe, and so we had to get that whole situation redone. But through that process, I learned that there was probably a collapse in the pipe underneath the house. So that became a whole separate fiasco. Had to get in touch with the insurance company and file a claim. They were really helpful. They did cover the repairs, but in that process, all of this happened. So I'm gonna show you the whole kitchen situation up to this point.
Okay. So she do little stuff like this. You call it Dexter's Laboratory.
Dexter's Laboratory indeed. So this is the plumbing situation here. Those blue X's that you saw on the floor were markers that a different company put on the floor when they explored to see where the problem was. So it was actually right in the middle of my kitchen. So you can see here that the plumbers have covered everything up, which I really appreciated that. They were very professional, but they're having to cut into the floor. So you can see this old builder grade tile, which I actually hate because we could never get the grout clean. And I decided then and there, I don't want any more tiles on this floor, at least in the kitchen. So they're having to cut into the tile, and we're on a slab, so they gotta cut and break up the concrete, and then there's wood underneath there and all the things. So when I tell you plumbers work hard, they work hard. I definitely would not DIY this project, at least not this part of it, and I don't think I could anyway. So there are certain things that I would not do as a DIY, and plumbing in the wall and underneath the ground is one of those things. I'm trying to see.
I got my hand in that pipe up to here.
Oh, really?
The bottom of this pipe is gone all down through here.
Wow.
That's where this water came from. Once we dug it out, all the water that was in that kitchen line, if he runs that sink a little bit, you'll see that water come out here. So this dish is gonna get a lot bigger.
Oh. Wow.
And that's the smell, that's kitchen sink.
So kitchen sink connects somewhere back behind that way.
And this line runs right to your washing machine. They tie together. It's the same drain line, and it goes to a 4-inch line that's in your bathroom.
Okay.
So this hole is gonna get a lot longer. I mean, even to right here, I can still keep sticking my hand in this pipe.
Can I feel it?
If you want to. It's just kitchen sink.
It's like my
No, it's just kitchen sink.
Okay. Well, no wonder my washing machine not working.
Yeah.
We found.
Okay, we got some decent pipe that way.
Okay, cool.
We just got to keep going back this way, the other end. We found a different kind of floor. Hardwood. Up there was linoleum underneath this tile.
So I don't know how we got this help, so we're probably half and half of here.
More surprises, huh? You said back here is good. This is rotted.
Yeah, and it gets worse going that way. So now we're trying to find a good piece of pipe going back this way.
Going that way?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because remember, we started in this little section right here, and that whole little 3-tile section was rotted out.
All right, what we got?
We found the problem. Well, we found this basically this pipe. You got good pipe on this side of the hood, and then it's just this.
Just this part here?
Just that. So, because that's teed off, so that other side is good. The side going to the kitchen is good. This side is good. It's just this long.
Yeah, every 4 foot there's a bale, and fortunately on this side of the bale, from this side is all channel rot, but on this side of the bale, over, back towards that wall, is good material, it's solid.
Okay.
So all your channel rot was happening was between that bale and the fittings back here, the Y.
Okay. So just replacing this.
Yes, sir.
Ew. So this was under the house, and this makes me nervous about what else might be under the house.
What's this? Paper thin.
Anybody ever say you guys don't work hard, tell them to come get me.
Yes, sir.
And I will vouch for that. These guys worked really hard. They had to go through a lot to get to that pipe. But I'm so appreciative. Very professional. So I will call this the end of phase 1. And then it was time to go on to phase 2, which is getting the floor repaired. So one of the things that I had to ensure was that I wasn't doing anything that would violate the insurance agreement. So that's another reason I don't deal with plumbing that's inside the wall or under the floor. First of all, I don't have the proper equipment, but also I don't want to mess up anything and jeopardize my insurance. So with this particular claim, part of the agreement was that the floor will be repaired by a licensed and insured professional. So that's what we're gonna do. Since the kitchen was already torn up, I thought, well, let's tear it up some more. So I decided to take out everything. You can see here that there were objects in place when this tile floor was installed. And the people who installed it just installed it around certain things. So some of the cabinets, this little side piece here, I don't know what was in that little hole there, but it was empty when we moved in. But that little piece there was tiled around. It was into the tile. This is when I decided that I'm going to pay someone to take this floor up, because you can see how I'm struggling here to get this little piece up. And I was like, this is too much work. It takes too much time. I don't have the proper equipment. So I decided to hire this part out as well. This is when I discovered that the countertop was being held on by gravity, and maybe the kitchen sink. It was just sitting there. And I couldn't figure out how to get these cabinets out. So I'm just kind of investigating to see what I need to do. I built this bench, I think it was 2020. So it's a storage bench. So I had to clear everything out because I'm trying to clear the entire space so that when the flooring is installed, it can go under everything. That turns it into sort of like a modular kitchen where things can be reconfigured, no problem. You can move things around and you don't have to mess with the floor again. This little cabinet over here to the side that I'm clearing out, I decided to repurpose that. So that piece is going to come back into the kitchen. And right now it's kind of like an appliance garage, and it'll stay serving that function. Want to see something really gross? So there was water leaking under the kitchen sink. Apparently from two places. The faucet in the back was leaking and the garbage disposal was leaking. Now, when we moved in, they had these 1/4 inch pieces of plywood sitting on top of the bottom of the cabinet. And that's what I'm taking out here. So the water soaked into those 1/4 inch pieces of plywood and it basically started to disintegrate. I don't know, but this is really gross. So this was under the sink. So because there was stuff in there, we didn't see all of that. So that's part of the reason I decided to rip everything out. This bottom cabinet is all one unit. So this part was water damaged. That meant the whole thing had to go, which I was not mad at. Also, they didn't tile under the cabinet, at least not this one. I don't know. So I'm taking out all of the baseboards that are on top of the tile. I was given a quote when I was talking to the flooring company about removing this tile, and this was a part of the quote, but I felt like I could save some money by doing this part myself. I know how to take off trim, so that was a no-brainer, and I saved a little bit of money in DIYing this part. This part wouldn't affect the insurance claim or anything. And some of this trim is original to the house, so it's real solid wood. I don't hardly find trim like that anymore. So I did want to make sure I could salvage as much as possible so I could reuse it. Here I'm removing the doors from the lower cabinets. At this point I knew that I was not going to keep this set of cabinets, and I wanted to redesign this space. I don't like how the lower cabinets are like a cave. You have to crawl around to get in there to see what's there. I didn't want it like that anymore, so I'm going to do something different. But I kept the doors and the hinges and the screws and all of that. So I'm saving what I can, and I may be able to reuse those at some point in some way, but just keeping whatever I can keep. Here I'm shutting off the water to the sink so that I can remove it. It's my first time having to remove a kitchen sink, so it's a learning process. And this is the flooring company. So I hired them to come in, remove all of the tile as well as the underlayment there, and also to fix the hole in the floor. So that's what they're doing. I did not have the proper equipment to be able to do this myself. And as I said earlier, I don't think the insurance company would have been happy with me messing with that. I know I could not have fixed the hole properly because I didn't even know where to start. So I think they did a great job as well. Also very professional, very quick. They did this over 2 days. I think they just had to come back the second day because they needed a different type of equipment to get part of it up. But no way I would have done this quickly. It probably would have taken me 2 weeks to get this floor up. Here, I think what they're doing is going in and taking out all of the screws. Some of the screws they took out. Some of them they just beat down into the floor. So, had to make a level surface, which, I mean, it's fine. All of this is going to be covered up anyway. That little thing, that little thingamajig that he's using over in the far side, that's the reason they had to come back on the second day. They had to go and get this special kind of thingamajig that would get the tile up. That's concrete. That's just a concrete slab over there. So I guess they just couldn't use what they had at first. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I'm going to try my best to be able to upload the next episode within the next 2 weeks. And I think I'm going to do it every other week schedule for right now. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe so you can come back and see all the projects, all of the things, all of the progress.